Hello and welcome to Healing Inspiration. I am Ramona and today's reading is what do people like about you most? So we do have 3 piles for you. The links will be in the description box. If you would like a personal and private reading, you can visit my Etsy shop, TarotInspiration. The link is in the description box. If you would like to donate to my channel, I have Cash App and PayPal. A gift of any amount will be very much appreciated. And if you would like to enter the giveaway once I reach 3,000 subscribers, I'll be giving away 2 free 1-question readings, and you can see the details on how to enter that also in the description box. So we are going to introduce the piles now and get into your reading. Pile number 1 is the clear quartz. Pile number 2 is the rose quartz. And pile number 3 is the lapis lazuli. So go ahead and choose your pile or piles and we'll get into your reading. If you chose pile 1, the clear quartz. And this reading is, what do people like about you most? I'm going to introduce the cards and get into your reading. From the Light Seers Tarot deck, we have Strength. Then we have the 10 of Pentacles. And the Lovers. From the Psychic Tarot, we have the Sacral Chakra, card number 2. Next we have card number 12, Sacrifice, which is like the Hanged Man. Next, we have card number 8, Emotional Withdrawal. From the Archetype deck, we have Goddess, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. Next, from the Wisdom of the Oracle, we have card number 38, To Be Fair. And then from the Goddess Power deck, we have card number 21, Hera Alliance. From the Wild Offering Oracle deck, we have Doubt. Offering all to the divine doesn't mean negativity never arises, but you can say, free me from this prison of doubt. I cast this burden to you. Show me your will and restore me to faith and confidence. Next, from the Universal Love Oracle deck, we have Answered Prayer. And then finally, from the Magical Spell deck, we have card number 43, Harvest. As the waves of the ocean are infinite, as the trees in the forest grow tall, let my work now bring me to harvest. I am ready to receive my all. Just reading that card right away, I'm thinking if you are a poet or a writer of some kind, that people really like that about you. It's one of the things they find very likable. And this is very interesting, I see here. We have, first we have in this card, she has her arm over her head. The Goddess card has her arm over her head. Same here in this card. And then his hands are in prayer, and so are hers. So you may have some body language that people really like about you. Also, like if you take photos, maybe you put your arm over your head or something like that. So that may be just like how you pose, how you move your body language, that type of thing. People really like that about you. And yeah, it looks like you're very sexy. You're a very sexy person, very sensual, very in touch with your sexuality. And you are just attractive to other people in general. You could have like a nice mane of hair too, and like how it frames your face, people really like that. And you could also be a very, I would say very, but you could be a prayerful person, someone who does meditate, who considers, who doesn't just jump to conclusions. And with this doubt card, it feels also that you aren't afraid to doubt your beliefs, aren't afraid to question, where you look for more information and more wisdom, and you're open-minded to new information when it does kind of go against what you technically believe. And not saying that you just jump to conclusions and you hear new information and right away you change your mind, but you are willing to listen to new information even if it goes against your held beliefs. You're willing to, I think there's a quote that says the truly wise person is able to consider an idea or a thought even if they won't accept it necessarily. So you can actually consider it and weigh it against your other knowledge, even if it's not automatically a belief you hold. And I think people really like that about you. There's a lot of big energy here because you have Goddess, you have Leo, Gemini, Pisces, and Libra. So Leo, Gemini, Pisces, and Libra. So what are we missing? Leo is fire, Gemini is air, Pisces water. So we're missing pentacles there, or earth energy, but it seems like a pretty balanced type of energy that you have either way. I feel like you're a very good lover, like you love other people very well with the Lovers card. You're a good partner. You're someone who is appreciated in a family system. Even at a job, you have the Ten of Pentacles, and I think people really like that you are able to work very well with other people. You are able to build your wealth. You're someone who wants to leave a legacy. Like you really make an impact on people. It does seem like you have a very strong life force here, because it does say life force, and there's a lot of energy here. So there's a lot of life force energy. And again, we have answered prayer, and these people with their hands in the prayer position. So you may meditate, do yoga, manifest, do something, like really create something out of nothing. You are able to bring things to fruition. And it's almost like you just have this magical type of energy that helps you to create. And it also looks to me that you take time for yourself. You take time to look at your inner light and to contemplate self, to contemplate things. There's a lot of contemplation here, but someone who thinks very deeply. It's like you're not surface level here. You're a much deeper person, and people do like that about you. And with the Libra energy, and it says to be fair, people feel like you're a very fair and just person, someone who's balanced and honest, and you are very attentive to the emotions of others. And like with this Harvest card and the Ten of Pentacles, it looks to me like you're someone who works very hard and very intelligently. There is orange energy, which does indicate the sacral chakra, but there's also energy regarding your throat chakra. So people find your communication very emotionally touching. Someone who doesn't just ignore difficulties. You're someone who takes the time to feel your emotions and express them. It looks like you're a very expressive person, and also like that expression in body language. If for some reason, like maybe you don't shave your armpits often or shave that often, but people do like that about you. It's like you're very earthy and like natural. There feels like something very natural about you. And it's like also people like that when you make a commitment, you stick to your commitments. You're not someone that is flaky or willy-nilly when it comes to commitment. And for some reason, orchids are coming up. I don't know if you like orchids or you smell like orchids, and that could be something that people do like about you. And with this Leo energy as well, it's like you're a very confident person. You're secure. It looks like you're someone who is secure within themselves. Not that you never doubt yourself, because I think people may see you to be a larger force than you recognize yourself, and that humility endears people to you. They really appreciate your humility and your ability to know when you don't know something. Yeah, there's a lot of humility here. And with the Ten of Pentacles and the Lover's card, it's like you're definitely someone very good in relationship, very good in family matters and organizations. And you also have the Alliance card. So people trust you. I feel that's one of those things, that you're a reliable and trustworthy person. And that's part of the reason people do very much like you. Some of you might be 43 years old, but we also have a lot of twos. We have 2, and then we have 1, 2, and then we have 2, 1. So those dates could be significant, or that number could be significant. We also have 38 years old here. Now I want to pull some charms for you guys, so hopefully it doesn't get too loud. Okay, so what do people like most about you? What do people like about you most? Hey, we got a lot. Hey, I just dropped that into my slipper. Okay, there we go. Ooh. So here we have the teddy bear. So you could be very sweet. You could be a romantic person, someone who's very huggable, and people like that. And with this steering wheel, you take the reins in your own life, and you're not afraid to steer the ship in different directions. People like that. Next, we have the saw. So you could build things with your hands. So if you do build anything, I think people like what you build. But it's also, being that hard worker and someone who's not afraid to work hard, Next, we have this whale tail. That could be a spirit animal, or you're just someone that people find to be a rarity. I mean, because how often do you see the whale's tail? Next, we have the mermaid or the siren. So that goes along. And look, she has her arm above her head as well. So you're definitely this very attractive and alluring type person. And that's the siren too. You could have a nice voice, since she lured men to their death with her voice. Then we have the turtle, and I think about slow and steady wins the race. Also someone, with a hard shell but a soft inside. People like that about you. We have another turtle. You have twin turtles here. Then we have a little, I don't know if that's a little schnauzer dog. You could have that kind of dog or like dogs, be a dog person. Or this could also be your a loyal and faithful companion. Maybe a lot of people consider you to be their best friend. And you have this honeybee, so you could be very sweet. Like I said, a very hard worker, someone loyal and high vibrational. And we have the sun, so that goes along with Leo. So you could be a very happy and positive person, someone who brightens people's days. You have a third turtle. It's a different type of turtle, but you have another turtle. So maybe turtle's a spirit animal, but since there's 3 turtles, I would suggest looking up the spiritual meaning of the turtle. So that could have some significance for you. And then we have a cute little bunny rabbit. He's like a goofy bunny rabbit, kind of like Trickster for kids. So maybe you like to tell jokes, like to play around with people. The bunny rabbit's also very fertile. Or Easter could be significant to you. And then we have this very ornate key. People may think you have the key to their heart or the key to open doors of opportunity for them. I really like that. And you have 2 keys here. And this is definitely a key to the heart because we have a heart here as well. So people do feel like you hold the key to their heart, but you hold the key to doors of opportunity also. And then you have the axe. So maybe you're not afraid. And you have the saw. So you could work with wood if you do any woodworking or anything like that. People like that about you. You could be very strong. And also that you cut things off that don't serve you pretty easily. And people like that about you. And then we have the apple. So some of you actually might be a teacher. This is the one that fell. And people like that about you. Or you eat healthfully. Also, I was thinking about the Garden of Eden. That you're very good with measuring temptation and like self-control here. And there's also another level of sweetness with that. So I hope this inspired and encouraged you and gave you some insight. If you have not yet, please subscribe to my channel. If you resonated with this, please like and comment with a turtle. And let's see, if you like personal and private reading, you can visit my Etsy shop, TarotInspiration. That link is in the description box. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day or evening wherever you are in the world. Hi, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. This is your reading, excuse me. If you chose this rose quartz, and this reading is what do people like about you most? I'm going to introduce the cards and get into your reading. At the end, we're also going to do charms. I love the charms. I want to get more. From the Light Seers Tarot deck, we have the Page of Wands. Then we have the Chariot. And the Seven of Cups. From the Psychic Tarot, we have the 8 of Wands, or the Accelerated Motion. We have card number 6, Third Eye Chakra. Then we have the 2 Spiritual Union. So that would be like the 2 of Cups. From the Archetype deck, we have Detective. Great powers of observation and intuition. Desire to seek out the truth. Then we have card number 28, Building Blocks, from the Wisdom of the Oracle. I don't know why when I saw this I thought Cruella de Vil. It doesn't exactly look like that, but maybe like that 101 Dalmatians. Is she from that? Yeah, I think so. This is card number 38, Morgan, Death and Magic. Some of you could have the name Morgan, or know someone significant in your life who has that name. Then we have from the Wild Offering Oracle deck, Clarity. Let me trust my deepest instincts in all ways, especially when matters are unclear. May my own holy intuition always guide the way. Then from the Magical Spell deck, we have card number 42. Organization, purpose, planning, efficiency now come to me so easily. And then we have Message from Afar from the Universal Love Oracle deck. Okay. So what do people like about you most? I mean, there's so much information here regarding intuition, psychic abilities. We have the third eye, and then we have death and magic together with this card. I actually don't often see this. I feel like you could be like a sorcerer, or someone works in divination. Very intuitive, extremely intuitive. I think, people like this about you, but at the same time, the things the things you see about people, they may be freaked out by it a little bit, but they like it. They like it for sure. I do feel like a very deeply intuitive psychic vibe from you. You could have like a little bit of, if you have a dark style or something like that, goth type, or just have an affinity for any darkness, because it looks like here you do have this Cancer energy, and they have the White and the Dark Horse. And I'm thinking, isn't there, there's a couple of songs I'm thinking, there's Dark Horse by, I forget what her name is. I think it's Dark Horse. And then that Dark Horse and a Cherry Tree. I don't know if that resonates with some of you. But it's like, man, and when I saw this detective card, also it says great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. And one of the things I thought when I saw that is, no one is a better detective than a woman when she's suspicious of her man. So maybe you could be a go-to person that can help people find things out. Maybe even like going into family trees, or like just understanding people, picking out, seeing things that other people do not see, for sure, because of your powers of observation. And so this could be also someone who relies on, you could be someone who relies on that observation. Could be a doctor, a lawyer, law enforcement, counseling, someone who can really read things, situations, people, who sees things differently, who can really investigate a situation. You can bring clarity and truth to it. And I think people are very impressed by that, because you also have Message from Afar. It's almost like, yeah, you definitely have sixth sense. You definitely have some psychic abilities, because with the Message from Afar, that could also be mediumship and connection with spirits that have passed. And that could also be, why people get a little freaked out, because it feels like you're someone who's comfortable with death. It doesn't seem like you're the Walking Dead zombie person. Maybe you like that kind of stuff, but I don't know what that's supposed to mean anyway. But like the super dark person, but you're willing to embrace the darkness as well as the light. But it doesn't look like you're a dark person necessarily. It looks like you're a very passionate person. You have the Page of Wands. That's also someone who's very curious as well. Very curious and very passionate. It looks like you're very swift moving in whatever you do. It's like you move through things quickly. You get excited, and you have this very youthful energy, and you get excited about creative things, about learning new things, about creating new things. And with this Cancer energy, that is the main energy. We do have Cancer energy. Water and fire is a big thing here, but Cancer is the one that stands out. which is that very intuitive, emotional. And she has this moon on her forehead, and Cancer is ruled by the moon. We also have this shooting star, and her looking up at that shooting star. So it feels to me like you do have a connection with the beyond, and people really like that about you. It's like you know so many things and you're very curious. I feel like your curiosity is something people really like about you. And with this building blocks card, we have both this building blocks and organization card. I feel like you're also very organized. You plan, you are efficient with all this fast movement. You can build things really quickly. You can create very quickly. You're concise, precise, and I think you would be a go-to person. You could probably be someone, and then we have this home and family card with the Cancer energy, 4th house. So I feel like you could be someone who people would like to go to for events. You might be good at throwing parties or just be very fun to have at parties. And also people want you there. And it seems like you have a lot of things going on, a lot of options. You could have a very vivid imagination with the 7 of Cups and also this 8 of Wands. I'm feeling people like that about you, like your vivid imagination. You may be clairvoyant for sure here. And it looks to me like you're a very colorful person. You're not boring at all. Also, I think with that 2 of Cups, you may have met a lot of soulmates in your life, and people do feel that otherworldly connection, like that familiarity with you, and that you are a very reciprocal energy, like you give and take equally. You're not a taker, you're not a 100% giver. You do it both ways. And actually, believe it or not, one of the ways to make people like you is to ask them to do you a favor. And for some reason, when people get to do something nice for you, I'm not saying someone who uses you, but people, when they ask you to do something nice for them and they get to do something nice for you, that makes you likable to them. And there's studies on that. It's interesting. So I think, excuse me, you are that type of person that you're not afraid to ask for a favor from a friend if you need something. It feels like you are a very open person as well, which people like, and you have knowledge about a lot of things, and you're deeply feeling and fiery and creative, and you have that spark within you that is just magnetic to people. And yeah, it's some really cool energy. I really, really like this energy. And you're a very strong and solid individual here. Yeah, definitely that youthful, vibrant, exciting type of energy that you have. Love it. It's really good. Really cool. And magic. And this looks very magical to me as well. Like that's kind of like a falling star here. And then we have the shooting star. That may be a message for you specifically. With message from afar, there could be someone that passed or something in this reading, or someone who has been far away from you that is just kind of showing up within your energy, and they want to say how much they care about you, they like you, they love you, and they miss you. If there's anybody you've been separated from in any way. Now I want to pull some charms for you. Sorry if it's too loud. All right. So with the 2 of Cups, we have these 2 hearts that are connected. So I do feel like you're very connected with people via the heart. And I'm picking up too that you could be very empathetic. And that's why it's like you have an awareness of the hearts of people, sometimes more than they do of themselves. And they do like that. Then we have the Anchor. And you could, hold people down in a good way. It's like, I got your back. You're someone who people can rely on. You're solid. And you help people to calm their storms, or you are the calm in the storm. You know what I'm saying? And then we have this lovely bird here. I mean, at first, maybe you do sing, maybe, or you enjoy birds, or you feel very freeing like that. This could also be dove energy. So you do bring people peace. Peace in the storm, calm in the storm. Then we have this very pretty hanger. This kind of reminds me of that organization thing, organization, purpose, planning, efficiency. Maybe very organized. Maybe you could like decorate or something like that to decorate, or maybe even do professional organization. Also, you can have very good taste in clothes, and people like that about you. Or it's just very unique, so they like it. Then we have this precious little kitty cat. So you're fiercely independent. Definitely like, I don't know why I'm thinking anime, probably because of the big eyes here. You could be into anime or something like that. Like kitty cats. You're a transformational energy, because we do have that death and magic, and with the butterfly, we have transformation. We hear about that all the time. Transformational energy, and maybe you just have like all different patterns to yourself. It feels like there's something creative and changeable, and I'm feeling like looking at the butterfly's wings and how they all have like these very unique wings, and there's something about you that kind of resonates with that. Is that a treble clef, or what is that called? I forget what that's called. It's definitely, once again, you could be musical. If you are musical at all, if you dance, sing, write lyrics, anything regarding music, people really like that about you. Next we have, is this a bee or a wasp or something? So whenever I think of like these buzzing creatures, like bees or wasps or something, like, I feel very high vibrational energy. So I think you vibe high. You have a sting to you. People like that. You're not completely, you're like safe, but you like this adventurous spirit, not afraid to go where other people might be afraid to go. And we have this lovely parrot here. So I feel like parrots seem to be very intelligent, and also I think that could be some more singing or something about your voice, or your freeing and freedom that people really like about you. I don't know if that's a waxing or waning moon, probably waxing. And that's that moon energy here. That's the same type of moon, that psychic intuition. You know, that third eye being open like crazy here. And the moon corresponds with Cancer. And then we have the dragonfly. Health and wellness, and I mean, that's similar energy to the butterfly, but not exactly the same. Excuse me. So this is your reading, pile number 2. If this resonated with you, please like and comment with something like a shooting star, and subscribe to my channel if you have not yet. Also, if you would like a personal and private reading with me, you can find a link to my Etsy shop at TarotInspiration, or you can send me an email. And I think that's about all I have for you. I hope this inspired and encouraged you, gave you some insight, and I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day or evening wherever you're in the world. Hi, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. This reading is What Do People Like About You Most? And this is your pile if you chose the lapis lazuli stone. So we are going to introduce your cards and get into your reading, and afterwards we're going to do some charms. From the Light Series Tarot deck, we have the Page of Swords, Next, we have the Four of Wands. Then we have the High Priestess. From the Psychic Tarot, we have card number 5, Wisdom, which is kind of like the Hierophant, I believe. Yes. Hierophant. Next, we have card number 3, Partnerships and Alliances. So that might be like the 3 of Coins, 3 of Pentacles. Next, we have card number 14, Patience. So I take that kind of like Sagittarius, the Temperance card in Tarot. Next, from the Archetype deck, we have Exorcist, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Then we have card number 7, To the Sea, from the Wisdom of the Oracle. From the Goddess Power deck, we have card number 48, Sophia, Divine Wisdom. That could be your name or the name of someone close to you, Sophia. Next, from the Wild Offering Oracle deck, we have Relationship. I call in the infinite power of love to take over this union in every way. May it now fully belong to the divine. Let it unfold in the perfect way for each of us. I needn't fear letting go of control. My needs are always abundantly met. Then we have card number 44, New Beginnings. Let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. And finally, we have Moon Tree from the Universal Love Oracle deck. So actually, when I just seen this, card number 44, New Beginnings, let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. So I was thinking of the full moon, and we just had the full moon in Cancer. And in order to manifest new beginnings, we need to release the old. So I think you're someone who is really good at releasing the old, making way for the new, and people do really like that about you. And as I was thinking about the full moon, and this Moon Tree came out. So I feel like you're a very deeply emotional person, and people do like that about you. But there is a level of mystery to you on top of that, with that moon energy. And you have Pisces, Taurus, and also Sagittarius energy here. And with the moon, I would put in Cancer as well. You could be, and I feel like your emotions are, though, very grounded in reality. And your intuition is very grounded. So you're able to take spiritual things, emotional things, and bring them into understanding and bring them to the wisdom that other people can utilize. I don't know if any of you ever became like I don't know if it's certification, but someone who can actually marry other people. Not that you are getting married to them, but you're officiating. I don't think you need any specialty to officiate if you can just get certified online. So maybe some of you have done that. It feels to me like you may be very good at relationships, or people come to you for relationship advice. Because we do have the Hierophant, we have the Exorcist, freeing yourself and others from destructive impulses, relationship, partnerships, and alliances. And it does feel like very, I say very too much. You could have something to do with weddings or parties, and where people really enjoy your presence. I feel like you feel very people-y to me. people-y in such a way that people really, really like you. They really respect you. They respect your wisdom. And you may have like gone through different things where you had dark energy around you, or maybe some addictive behaviors, or had that in your family, and you were able to like stop the cycle and cleanse yourself, your energy, the room, like the energy and like spaces are able to clear negative energy from spaces. And this dude totally gives me a very shamanic type of vibe. Some of you could be in like, I'm feeling like a very religious type of vibe. Like I'm feeling like priestly energy, nuns, maybe some of you who are watching this, somewhat like this deeply religious / spiritual energy. We could have even some Wiccans, or, you know, it's not like necessarily run-of-the-mill religion, but like someone who is in a higher level place with their spiritual wisdom and their knowledge. Also your knowledge of the earth. I feel like you're someone who is really in sync with nature, who's very in sync with the physical world, and also with how to deal with people. It looks like you're very balanced. You're someone who that people love to be around. They enjoy your company. They just enjoy your energy. It feels like you're very easy to talk to. You're patient. You're not judgmental. And you could be a counselor, someone who does counsel. You could do that. Yeah, it does really feel like, to me, you give relationship advice. You're someone who you probably are up to par on like evidence-based research, on science. You're someone who is very curious and studies and is informed. And it seems like your wisdom is very high, very... People see you as this leader type of energy, this very wise leader. Like I don't know how much people respect priests nowadays, but like a leader, like in an institution with that level of wisdom, you know? People really like that about you. But at the same time, it's like you're not just... Yeah, we have divine wisdom here too. Divine freaking wisdom. With this card, it's divine wisdom. Exorcist card, and the shamanic energy is very divine, as well as this high priestess energy. Also, people find you to be, with the Sagittarius energy, to be very adventurous. Someone who is not boring at all. And I think people really like that about you. I think you do transform yourself. Maybe you do, I want to say Reiki, or, you know, maybe you do your makeup differently, in your hair or your clothing. You wear different colognes or scents. You know, change up your, change up your wardrobe, change up your jewelry, change up your vehicle, where you live. Like, you're always improving. You're always moving up in the world. And the more wisdom you gain, the more you change. And it looks like you have very deep and knowing, almost ghostly type of eyes. Like, there's something about your eyes that are very magnetic, and I think people love that. If you have any native in you at all, or indigenous, people really like that about you. Or have any tribal background, anything like that. I think you would be someone who would make a good shaman. I'm really thinking about like South America, like tribal areas in South America and Africa. You could have been someone, maybe you have gone on mission trips or trips to like build homes, maybe Habitat for Humanity. It seems like you're this very solid person, not solid, humanitarian. So I feel people really like that about you. They like that they can get along with you, that they can rely on you, that you're also fun to be around. But they definitely go to you for advice. It's like you really weigh and balance the truth. You do have divine wisdom. People really love that about you. And it's excuse me, I have an itch in my throat. And you're not stuffy at all. It doesn't feel like stuffy energy. It feels like very free energy. You could have traveled to a lot of different places as well, like different, not even necessarily like travel destinations where everyone wants to go to, but like really getting into the cultures. And people find that pretty amazing about you. I'm definitely seeing, I mean, some of you may have been pastors or spiritual teachers of some sort, because I'm feeling like that spiritual leadership energy from you. And that's something people really like. And you can clear the space. Maybe you can do exorcisms. Or have done it shamanically, or in the religious sense, or just in the way you're able to clear energy. There's a couple of fives here, so that does speak again to me of change. And someone's always changing things up. Always changing things up. Not in a flaky sort of way, but in a way where you gain more knowledge. You know yourself better. You find and discover. There's a lot of discovery energy here. You discover things you like and love and that you appreciate and are beautiful to you. And so you change things. And people really like that about you. And I think some people are probably afraid to do that themselves, but they do definitely admire it in you. So now I am going to pick out some charms for you. So hopefully this isn't too loud. So what do people like about you most? So we have like this old-fashioned Victorian 1800s type of dress here. So you may be very creative in your dress. Maybe you do, or you had past lives in that era, maybe the Victorian era. I know I'm thinking also Renaissance. Or just you have like this very graceful, maybe old-time style energy to you as well. Here we have a very, I think that would be a waning moon. Along with this moon energy, and it's like very fancy, very decorative. So I even feel like your intuition is like, what's the word? I don't know, very decorated. That's not the word I'm looking for, but it's like very new, fresh, creative, you know? Okay, that's as far as I'm going with that one. And maybe you've traveled by water or are very in touch with water, because we do have this. Maybe you do, some of you could like have a boat or be able to sail, or some of you could be from the Navy or Marine Corps and very, very like natural to water or traveling by water. Could be swimmers here too, or someone who's been into diving, something like that. So people would like that about you. We have this fairy energy. So people do find you a bit magical and fairy-like. And then we have this heart, arrow heart. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff because you have that relationship. You do have that Taurus, and that definitely reminds me of relationship and Venus energy. So I think you really pierce people's hearts with your wisdom and you really touch them. And then we have this bat energy. Actually, that's the back of the bat. You could be a nighttime person. Also, I still see, like, whenever I see a bat, I feel like vampire stuff. And that, like, transformation type of thing. And someone who could be really, really, like, they not just mysterious. It is a mysterious energy, but there's that like sensuality of vampires, and I don't know. It's just kind of the feeling I get from it. Also, you have the butterfly, transformational, and you have this nice butterfly here, new beginnings, and also the butterfly doesn't have a particular flight pattern. So it's like you do things unexpectedly for people. With this bike, maybe you're very conscious of the environment, maybe you ride a bike, or you're into fitness, or just like, you know, fun, maybe some childlike interests, like roller skating, biking, I don't know, freaking playing hide and seek. I don't know. People really like that about you as well. And if you're a biker, that's cool too. So that's what I have for you, pile number 3. I hope that inspired and encouraged you, gave you some insight. If that resonated, please like and comment. I will have to say a butterfly since you have a couple of them here. And subscribe to my channel if you have not yet. If you would like a personal and private reading, you can take a look at my Etsy shop, TarotInspiration, and the link is in the description box. And I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day or evening wherever you are in the world. And namaste.